My bad for the replay crew. What's good, YouTube? It's your man BGTechLife. We are live. And I just wanted to make a little live today. I wanted to go live and just react to the event. Normally we do these type of things on the regular, so it's nothing, spectacular, a live stream after the event. So we're just going to talk about some of the things we seen, what we saw, what we liked, what we didn't like, and where we at with it. I just want to open the floor for a discussion. So, I'm gonna wait for a few folks to get in here. If anybody's in here, shout out to you. I appreciate you coming through. And just, the event was early this morning, Samsung Unpacked 2023. And that, for me my time, Eastern time zone, it was 7 a.m. I know for some people it was earlier than that. Like this was the latest that it was in this country, which I thought was pretty insane, pretty wild. So, there's a lot of people that woke up and don't even know this event happened, except for, people like me and you that are techies. We chasing this type of stuff. We love this type of stuff. So we'll wake up and watch this type of stuff even if we don't have to. But so I want to just get into it. Oh, okay. What's going on? We got Uno Nice in the building. He said he missed the entire event, but yeah, he don't think he missed nothing. I mean, yeah, it was much to be desired, and with a lot of these events, sometimes leaks come out before the event, so if it's something different that you're gonna already see it before the event happened a lot of times, and the leaks are pretty accurate, and at the same time, um it wasn't a lot. Probably the biggest thing about the Samsung event this year was the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 5. We got God of Samoa in the building. What's going on? Appreciate you coming through. Um, and the thing about it is, it was this year was definitely like not a innovative year over at Samsung. It's some things that I liked about a couple of the products this year, but it's definitely I feel like it was just like a lack of what we really wanted, because me myself, I'm a Samsung, I like Samsung. I'm not gonna say I'm biased towards Samsung or anything like that because just as much as I like Samsung and I like their products and I like their devices, and I have for years before I even was in the tech game, um, I actually, I want to say I can see where the faults is, with some certain things don't work or certain things I don't like, or I feel like they not listening type deal. And I feel like, it's just not a they don't listen, when it comes to certain things and innovation, like sometimes they'll run over a hill first and then they'll just sit there and be like, okay, well, we did this, so we stop and we're not doing nothing else. And with this not going to be too crazy of a live stream, but let's talk about the individual devices. I think one of the big devices everybody wanted to talk about was the Galaxy Z Fold 5. And basically, because the Pixel Fold came out, and in the United States, that's kind of like the only two big foldables that turn phones into tablets and stuff. And basically, the way that you gotta give a shout out to Pixel. I don't own a Pixel Fold, but if they did anything, they nailed the platform. They nailed the form factor. They nailed that outside display form factor that somebody would really want to use. As far as the Fold go, like the Fold is I don't know what it is about Samsung, but I've been saying that about the outside display. Like I had the Fold 3. I bought the Fold 3, and I kept the Fold 3 for a while, and I just did not like the Fold 3. It was time for the S22 Ultra, I got rid of the Fold 3. I ain't want nothing to do with the Fold 3. It went in my drawer, and I never used it again after I got an S22 Ultra, for the simple fact that the front screen on the Fold 3 was really unusable. And a lot of times, even though you buy these foldable devices, you'll find yourself uh you'll find yourself like picking up uh if even you get foldable devices, you'll find yourself using the outside display a lot. Like a lot of times, you have to really be in your leisure to like really sit down and open up a foldable because it's like a tablet. And a lot of times, if you're not, in the house or you're not chilling or you're not in your cubicle or whatever you do or your office, if you're around a lot of people and you want to use your phone, you're not going to pick up a fold and just open it up because then at the same time, that's kind of like putting all your business out there and stuff like that. So that closed use of a foldable is very important. And with that phone, with that outside display, they just keep doubling down on this skinny ass candy bar outside display, which I'm really not digging myself. As the inside is an experience. It's an experience, but just from the outside and the front display on the Samsung, they really take a big L for that. Basically, it's like an internals year. It's kind of like it's an S23 Ultra year, but I feel like with the fold, it's just so much you could have did to really like refresh the form factor. I don't know like what exactly where the Samsung get that consultation or where do they take their cues from to design their devices from year to year. But I just feel like with the way that Google did it, like Google is more. I don't know if they just listen to people outside of the U.S. because I only know what people inside of the U.S. say and what they post on YouTube and what they talk about. But here it's like a lot of people wanted that was all my I had a Z Fold 4. I wasn't interested in that. I didn't use it at all because just the outside this like one-handed use with it was so difficult. Like on a Z Fold 3, Z Fold 4, I couldn't hit the A, and it looked like it might be the same with the Z Fold 5. You only actually getting like 2 more millimeters on the outside display of width, which is crazy because people have been asking for the form factor that Pixel provided for sure. Now, with that being said, it is something that it's something that I do like about the Fold. Well, it's more shit that I don't like about the Fold 5, honestly. I feel like this year was a fail or as far as the Fold 5 and the Flip 5 with the cameras. Cameras, they did not do anything with those cameras. And that kind of like threw me back a little bit because one of the big things about a foldable is like being able to take a picture of yourself with the outside camera and stuff like that. And it's like, why not have the most if these are the selling points, this phone being able to be its own tripod, why don't you have the most cutting edge or the best, camera so people can actually be like, yo, I can't believe I got this massive sensor on the back of my phone and I can use it for a selfie camera and I'm taking these crazy selfies or I'm taking these crazy group pictures. But okay, so Uno Nice says, BG, I don't plan on buying the Z Fold 5 or the Flip. I'm keeping my Z Fold and just got the Pixel Fold a few weeks ago. So I'm good for now. Selling my Pixel 6 Pro for $250. Okay. And I had no plans. God, I had no plans. I have had problems with the plastic on the Z Fold. Too expensive to mess up like that. Exactly. And exactly when you invest in these foldable devices, you taking a risk on reliability, sustainability. Like we've been coming out with these candy bar phones have been coming out so long that they know exactly. You can keep these devices. They built so well you can keep them for 3-4 years. Now with foldables, it just seemed like the shelf life may not be as long without you having to send it back to Samsung, get this fixed, get this tinkered on, the hinge not working exactly right. It's got a little creak to it, stuff like that. But yeah, like I was saying, man, I wish they would have I wish they would have done more with the cameras. I wish they would have did something with the form factor of the Z Fold 5. Now, there's a couple things I like. Well, when it comes to the Flip 5, though, I think the Flip 5 is pretty dope. Like, I think the Flip 5 fixed a lot. They just left one thing on the table. I wish they didn't leave on the table. I wish they didn't go with the same camera system. I wish they would have just really stuck it to a serious camera system in the Flip 5. And if they didn't, I would want them to explain why. Like, I want them to be like, listen, we can't get those sensors in this device. We don't have the room. Now, if they would have said that, I'd be like, okay, cool with that. I understand that you can't get the sensors in there. It's a flip. There's a lot of space going on. You upgraded the outside screen, but I think just sometimes I'll be like, damn, they just left that on the table. Like I would like if you could use that phone for a tripod and you just had the 200 megapixel sensor from the S23 Ultra in there, it would be lit. It would be on. It would be serious. So the way I look at it, right? I just feel like they did do the processor right because we can't overlook this new processor from Snapdragon, the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 for Galaxy. I mean, that thing goes crazy. I got it in the S23 Ultra. It's in the OnePlus 11 that I have. That now that chip, well, it's not the one in the OnePlus 11. It's just Snapdragon 8 Gen 2. It's not the 8 Gen 2 for Galaxy, of course. But both of those, I mean, it's a really good processor. So it will be improvements from the Z Fold 4 to the Z Fold 5. But it's not the improvements that we asked for because at the end of the day, when I was using the Z Fold 4, what I really wanted was a bigger outside display. Like the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 in that device, yeah, the battery life was mid, the performance was good. The performance was decent. I could do what I wanted. So it didn't matter to me. I didn't need, it's like, okay, better performance. But what I really needed was to be able to hit that A on the outside display. I need you to do something about that. But they, shout out to them. They did turn up the performance. It's probably gonna get some better battery life because that Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 for Galaxy is more efficient and things of that nature. And you're gonna get the same improvements, probably going from the S22 Ultra to the S23 Ultra. But at the same time, it's like, bruh, that's what it's like you gave me something nice, but that's not what I was looking for. Like that's not what I was screaming for. Like that wasn't the first thing. Anybody that have a Z Fold 3 or Z Fold 4, the first maybe battery life. For some people that might have talked battery life, but especially after seeing that Pixel Fold and that form factor on the Pixel Fold, they nailed it. Like everything else, I was, just outside of that, I can't get into it. I don't use the device. I don't have the device. I don't plan on having a device. But they nailed the form factor. They nailed that outside display because you're gonna like it's kind of when you think about an outside display, it's like why am I thinking about an outside display? This is supposed to be a foldable. I can open it up to a tablet. It's supposed to be all about the inside display. But when you kind of it's a foldable, it turns into a small tablet, but at the end of the day, it's still a cell phone. So it's in your pocket, you're using it on the go. So a lot of situations where you just need to do something, where you just need to do Samsung Pay or Google Pay, or you just need to respond to a text really quick, and you ain't really trying to go through, you're not in your leisure chilling about to open your phone up and look at a 2-hour podcast. You just want to pull out your phone, use it real quick, and put it away. When you start getting inconvenience, when you just want to do something quick on a device that's got a outside display just for it to be convenient, because that's what I call the outside display on foldables, a convenience display, a display that you're going to use really quickly in a situation where you're not at your leisure to be opening up a foldable device. Because most of the times, if you standing up or you walking around or you just doing something on the move, you're not opening up a fold, because that's a real liability anyway. Like if you pull out your foldable, you open it up, you're gonna open it up in a situation where you're chilling, where you're sitting. Like you're not gonna jeopardize that expensive ass damn near $2,000 device, walking around with it unfolded through the supermarket. So that's why the outside display is so important. All right, so let me get to these comments. Foldable phones. Yes, you definitely want some type of insurance. So if anything goes wrong, you're covered. You'll have to pay minimal. Yeah, exactly. Because stuff do go wrong. Stuff does wear out. Stuff gets old. I had probably the longest foldable or hinge device that I have is my Flip 4. I've had that since the Flip 4 came out. I pre-ordered it. and it's got a little, it opens up, but then sometimes I feel like it don't open all the way up. I think I got something in the hinge, so it's just like one of those things. But that's getting ready to go back to Samsung, because what they did do over at Samsung, they got them sweet deals. They put them sweet deals out there, man. The trade in this year is real. If you got anything in the last 2 years from Samsung, they showing you much respect. You know what I mean? Like we can't. Samsung gave us the same phones with some better internals. But with the Fold 5, same phone, better internals, but it's the same camera. And with the Flip, they got the outside. I put some respect on the Flip. Still don't respect that they ain't up the cameras though. But these devices are so obtainable because the trade-ins is crazy. Like I just I just off the Flip 5 they're giving out right now for the promotion. The Flip 4 they're giving out $900. The S23 Ultra $900 or whatever. I think I'm not. Yeah, I think it's $900. That's a substantial amount of money. If you want a Flip 5 right now, you got a Flip 4. You only kicking out $100 in taxes, literally, and you can up the storage. You know what I'm saying? You can go from a 128 gig Flip 4 to a Flip 5, a bigger outside display, 100, yeah, 512 gig for just a little bit over $100 right now, unlocked. So the trade-ins is there. They giving you they putting it out there. They giving you the money. They giving you a place to dump your old devices if you want the new devices from Samsung. So I feel like they know that this year they didn't bring it like they were supposed to bring it, and they heard that like people went nuts earlier this year when the S23 Ultra came out for the simple fact that when the S23 Ultra came out, last year's devices, I mean, they was shitting on $500 for the $500 for a S22 Ultra, 750 for a Fold 4. Just they was just lowballing you like it was Facebook Marketplace at Samsung. So that's kind of like one of those things where and people went crazy. People talked about it. People spoke on it, spoke on it, spoke on it. That's why we gotta speak on shit when we see shit we don't like, because for the simple fact that if you don't speak on it, they won't know about it. And if they don't know about it, then it's they can't fix it. But they definitely got the message about the trade-ins from last year being too low, and now you can come with an old I think you might could get like $700 or $800 for a Z Flip 3. You know what I mean? Like this is almost scam. This make me want to kind of go to Marketplace and grab a couple Z Flip 3s and just keep buying Z Flip 5s and sell them off, because at this point you giving me 800 7 or $800 for a phone that I could probably find on Facebook right now for $200 cash. But yeah, the right now the trading deals, if you want something, is it's to be obtained. If you got a couple dollars, if you got some, you don't even need thousands. You just need a couple dollars. The trading deals is good. Oh wow, the one I have just needs to be paid off. Right. I'm not exactly sure how that worked exactly, because I be trying to stick with the unlocked phones. But it shouldn't be. I mean, I don't know. If it flies, it flies, I guess. I'm not exactly sure. I'm not the one to ask, but I don't know. That's a good question. But definitely they got the deals. You know, if I was in a situation where I was trying to get rid of a phone and maybe I wanted the new phone, I would try you could probably try your hand. But as far as the event go, it wasn't, I really didn't watch the tablets. I didn't really watch the tablet aspect of the event. it wasn't as exciting. Like I think a lot of people probably, as much as I wanted to be all in, like it's a shame. Like honestly, this year, every like Google I/O events, I don't. In the beginning, I really don't watch them. In the beginning, I'm not really paying attention because it's just more so software stuff. It's more so it's AI stuff that I don't really find interesting. But then when it goes to that, then I'll start watching when they start talking about the phones, the hardware. See, but with the Samsung event this year, they just bring they when they introduce the same shit from last year with new internals. It's like, bruh, this shit didn't even really have to be an event, honestly. Like respectfully, like you could have just did Apple and put out a press release and said, look, we letting these go. We updated your phones because that's all it was, a damn update, you know. So I I just wasn't excited. Like I didn't stay completely till the end. The tablets look dope. They got some dope screens. They got some great sizes, and they got great trading prices. You can trade in up to like $650 worth of devices to get you a tablet. So I mean, Samsung is really like that's the mojo that they working this year. They not working innovations. They working trade-ins. They said we're gonna get our stuff in the mix this year because we just gonna give them a ton of money for the shit they bought last year and before, and that'll make them. Everybody like a good deal. Everybody love an unboxing. You know what I mean? Even if it's not the everything you wanted in that device, everybody love to have a new device to unbox or had a new device and the new cases and stuff like that. What's going on, Lewis? We got Lewis, Tech for Your Needs, in the building. Another creator who does a live stream. Go ahead, give him a subscription or go ahead and subscribe to him. But for sure, man, it's like I don't know if what they're gonna do next year, but next year they're going to have to innovate. Like when I talk about these, especially when it comes to that fold, when I talk about these phones all year for the next year, I'm gonna say this: Samsung, you need to innovate. You know what I mean? This was a refinement year. Yeah, I agree, Lois. This was a refinement year. But it was just like people wanted that. It's just like it just looked really bad on Samsung that what people really wanted Google gave them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know exactly because I don't have that device, but I don't know exactly exactly what else is going on with the device because I don't use the device. I don't have the device. But the one thing everybody was asking Samsung for, Google slid in there. I mean, they slid in there. They gave them the widescreen. So it just like, bruh, in prior years, I was like, they just need to make this screen a little bit more wider on the Z Fold 4 and the Z Fold 3. Now that everybody is taking pictures, everybody, like just if the Pixel Fold is anything, it's just a looker. It's just aesthetically great for pictures and it looks really good. So all these pictures now, I mean, the damn Z Fold look like a pencil. All right, so we got official Keith in the building. What up? Yeah, I'm just, man. We just having a round table. That's all, bro. Dominique Richardson. The only thing I liked was the tablet, and I really don't mess with Samsung. Yeah, I mean, the tablets are good. I feel like the tablet is a deal because it do come with an S Pen. Um, I haven't used a Samsung tablet in a while myself. As far as my tablets go, I pretty much stick with iPads because there's a lot of little apps that I use that's Apple specific that work really well on Apple. Like I feel like when it comes to Android, the apps sometimes it's hard for like people that make really good apps for professionals. They really stick to making them for Apple. They just stick in that ecosystem. So like when it comes to like the video editing and stuff like that, like even the LumaFusion app, like I use the LumaFusion app. It's on Android also, but the way that it feels, the fluidness of LumaFusion on my iPad, which is that M2 iPad, which is super powerful, is completely different experience than using it on like even my S23 Ultra, which is the latest Snapdragon processor. But they look, I mean, for everything else, for customization, for display, for just that saturated look, that in size, and the free pen, because the Apple Pencil, a buck 30 all day. You gotta, as soon as you're not getting no extras, you're not getting no that Apple Pencil, that extra. You're not getting no breaks. You're not getting no crazy trade-ins from Apple when you go to buy their devices, and that stylus don't come for free. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm not, but I mess with Samsung tablets, but I just haven't had one lately because the way that I utilize my tablet for is more, I just like to stay in that Apple, that iOS and those iOS apps for what I use it for. Just feel a little more professional. I can get it more professional grade stuff. When you're trying to level up with your videography or whatever it is you do, photo editing, whatever, it feels like everything on or iPad OS is more dialed in. Let's say, so anybody order anything or think about ordering anything from Samsung going forward? Y'all done seen the event, y'all seen them crazy trading deals. Is anybody picking anything up? I know for sure the Flip 4, I mean the Flip 5, I got to get that in my pocket because I love my Flip 4. My Flip 4, I've been using the Flip 4 for a year, and it's just like the most compact. Open it up, for some reason it fit. The Flip 4 is a pretty light device, also super good for one hand, but it still got like a nice size screen. So I've been I use that for a whole bunch of just like scrolling, or just the when I'm not really doing much, when I'm just like checking socials or looking at maybe an email or stuff like that. But it's just like super compact. And I just like that device a lot. So now that they done added the outside display, is bigger, I could just see it, just looking, just aesthetically it looked good to me, like getting the matching wallpapers and getting the cases on it, that match and stuff like that. So that's kind of like the big deal to me. The Fold, ah, I don't know. Like, what I'm saying? Like, I'm in my mind, I'm kind of thinking about it. Like, just because I just like to pull a trigger on it and try sometimes. But I don't know. You know what I mean? That's neither here nor there. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. And when these devices start getting delivered, you might get a surprise. You might see BGTechLife unboxing the Fold, just because this is one thing that I have wanted. And I wanted Samsung to do this because I really like it from Apple. Now, with Apple, I got my 11-inch iPad. That's the sweet spot for me. That's what I use. Now I'm thinking about going over to, I really want an iPad mini. Now, I just don't want to double down on iPads like that, because I still would keep my iPad 11 inch just to do, that I do my video editing on. It's something about that 11-inch iPad and the Apple Pencil combination, the LumaFusion, where it just, when it comes to video editing, it just feels right to me. That's just how I do it. So when it comes to, a mini tablet, I want a mini tablet, but I want an Android mini tablet. Like, I think it would be dope if Samsung made a tablet, but just a mini size tablet, like the same form factor as the same form factor as the iPad mini. But now when you think about that, it's like, how much would that cost? And I don't want a small tablet that's cheap. I don't want an FE. I don't want no bump down processor. Like, I want the best processor. I want the best processor. I wanted to have an S Pen and all of that. But then when somebody said something to me that made me think, they was like, bruh, what you literally talking about is the Z Fold. And I'm like, that it might, it's some truth to that. But at the same time, if it was a tablet that didn't fold, that was a Samsung mini tablet, S9 mini, I would love that. The Z Fold a little more complicated. We done got the phone involved, outside display involved, it fold in half. So it was just a complicated version of that. and also a way more expensive version of that. So man, I'm not really sure. You know, I'm not really sure how that thing gonna go. Maybe I go forward. Maybe I. What do y'all think? Do y'all think? Do y'all want to see BGTechLife covering the Z Fold 5? Like, do y'all want to see me covering the Z Fold 5? Do y'all want to cover me? Do y'all want to see me cover a Pixel Fold? For sure, I'm gonna be covering that Flip5. Like that Flip5, I got cases on deck. I'm ready to go with the Flip5. You know, um, that's just that's just a device that's mandatory. Because if we go with the Fold 5, we're gonna have to do a review. Gonna have to at least go with the Fold 5 and at least do 5 months of 6 months of coverage on the Fold 5. Really try to like open my maybe just like open, the way I use the device, the way I look at the device, maybe just kind of because I'm kind of stuck in my ways. Like I kind of got old soul where I'm a little stuck in my ways, and I might not want to do that device, exactly. I might I like to use what I like to use, and sometimes I don't step out of my box. When I decide I want to do something, it's like okay, I'm going to stay in this lane. This is the lane that I like. This is the lane that's comfortable. But then sometimes you gotta get comfortable with being uncomfortable to grow. So that's the way I look at it. I'm like, I'm on the fence about one of these foldables or whatever. Oh snap! So do we got new comments? All right, go with the phone that is more useful for you day to day. I mean, yeah, but at the same time, I like making content about phones. So literally, I don't need a phone. Like literally, I don't need to be buying anything. Honestly, like I got just enough phones here, but it's just like I want to, is sometimes I'll be wanting to, try to step my game or try to get my Michael Fish on, try to make the best review possible. Basically, the way I look at things is everything that I do, I want to get better. So, I want to, like, and I like to be in the, I like to have the hot products or the products that's just released because, it's just like, I want to, the angle that I come at, I want to be in that circle of the top tech reviewers and what I have on my channel at the time. I feel like, I want to be reviewing the device at the same time as the folks that's got the large followings is reviewing the device. So when you go to search for that review, at least you see, even if your boy BGTechLife at the bottom, I'm in the mix at the same time. But I can see you rocking. You know what? I like that Pixel Fold. It just would have to be on a good deal. Like, you know what I'm saying? It would just have to be on a good deal because like I don't want to speak to it too much, because I would hate to give any opinions and I haven't had the experience. But just, some things about that device, I just would have to get one on a good deal. I'm kind in my mind, that's kind of, I'm kind of thinking about it, but I don't, I'm not sure. I don't know. We ain't going, I'm just kind of not sure right now. I say, yeah, for the little difference between each folds and the battery life is better. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Like it's going to be a difference. Like that's one thing for sure. Two things for certain. It's going to be a difference between the Z Fold 4 and the Z Fold 5. Like I was super impressed with the difference between the S22 Ultra and the S23 Ultra. The performance, it just completely just the I'm messing up, but the device completely was just it is a beast. The S23 Ultra is a beast because of that processor, the battery life, the performance, everything is there. So it's just like everything is a go. As far as performance and stuff like that, that's why I think they was pushing the gaming thing on the event because they know the device is going to be a dog as far as the performance go. But it's just like they ain't get people what they want as far as the form factor. So we ain't get people what we want as far as the form factor. So we just gonna have to go ahead and talk about we're gonna have to go ahead and show off that this device can game. And I mean a lot of devices could game, now that's probably the angle that they trying to take to maybe take a shot at the Pixel Fold. I don't know what perception the people at Samsung have at the Pixel Fold, because that is now their competition as far as big foldables go. But Black Friday could be. I mean, now, yeah, I could see me coming up on a Pixel Fold eventually. Not right now, maybe later on, but I could see me coming up on a Pixel Fold for the right price, for real. For the right price, I come up on a Pixel Fold. Um, Definitely, because it's good. I mean, it's Pixel does a lot right. You know what I mean? That computational photography, their devices are really fluid. I feel like sometimes it's just them certain situations that got to be worked out. You know, there's a couple little situations where that device, where that tensor gets a little tasked, and it act a little weird. But for real, the big device from Google right now is the Pixel 8 Pro, because we're gonna see what Google done cooked up as far as a new processor. You know what I'm saying? The Pixel 8 Pro is gonna be definitely something to look forward to, and that's something that I can't wait to get my hands on. Like, now that I think about it, like, that's my next Pixel phone. That's my next Google phone right there, because I gotta get that and see exactly what's going on. As far as as far as the Pixels go, I've been following Pixel for a minute. I done been since the Pixel 4, or since the Pixel 2. But the last couple years, I feel like, if y'all familiar with Pixel 6 Pro came out. I started following that device really heavy. Shout out to Google, they sent that device out, and it was that first generation of that new build. It was that first generation of that new processor, and and it was like Android 12 was early, like early into Android 12. So it was with the Pixel 6 Pro being like first generation all the way around. I feel like almost like a completely new device for Google. It had a lot of kinks, but shout out to Google, because they worked it out update by update. Everything that was going on, they was addressing, they was fixing. Every time you seen the update and you looked at the list of the things that the update addressed, they was working on it. And when they got to, then the Pixel 7 Pro came out, and it was like a refined Pixel 6 Pro. It was like what they wanted the Pixel 6 Pro to be, but the Pixel 6 Pro had to grow up and be the first generation. But the Pixel 7 Pro is like, okay, now this is the refined version of the Pixel 6 Pro. Really worked out. And I mean, it's pretty much worked out. And I think they didn't came as far as software, Google has it down. But as far as I think it's just they gotta tweak the hardware a little bit, and that they'll be completely in there. So that's why I think the Pixel 8 Pro is one of the most important phones of 2023 to me, because I want to see how it's gonna compete, how that new processor is gonna compete with the Snapdragon processor that is out there. And this is the third. Basically, I want to say this is the third Pixel, because this is the third generation of them starting over with the Pixel 6 Pro. But shout out to my man Phone Tech at Work in the building, Alan Anthony, my guy Team 100. Shout out to we also stream on Friday nights at 8:30 p.m. And I'll put it out there what channel we're gonna be on. It's my guy Mr. Alan Anthony, Phone Tech at Work. It's Rob Pouncey, RP3 Tech Reviews. We have the Tech Gentleman. We got the Android Stud, and we got Forbes Tech Review. We come on every Friday night around 8:30 p.m. for an hour. Have a good time. But shout out to Dominique. The 8 Pro do look nice overall, and if it's a flat screen, it'll be extra nice. I think, for real, honestly, probably it might be a flat screen, but for sure enough, the Pixel 8 is going to be a flat screen, and it's going to have that, whatever the new sauce is that Google coming out with for a processor that tends to G3, the Pixel 8 going to have it also. So, me, the big phone thing is cool, but I kind of you know what I mean? I can deal with a regular size device, a normal device. I'm having fun with this right here. I'm having fun with the 7A right now. I got it in the cold colorway, something a little different, something a little, it's a little spicy, it's a little zesty, but it's definitely an eye catcher. And it's just like a nice one-handed device, when I'm not trying to do too much. But yeah, but the Pixel, yeah, the A Pro is definitely going to be something to look out for. They got a new sensor going in there, which they already be doing that thing with the photography and the computational photography. So when you put that new sensor in there, that's going to be something. That's going to be something crazy. We got Nature City Landscapes and Tech in the building. What's going on? Tech for Your Needs said the Pixel Fold is good for a first generation product for sure. It's good. I mean, they listen. Google actually listened. They put their ear to the ground. They gave the people what they wanted. You see what I'm saying? They gave the people what they wanted, and that's all. You know, that's all you can ask of Google. They took what they had and they applied it. You know, right now the best processor they got right exactly now on hand is the Tensor G2. They said we're gonna design the phone. People want a wide outside screen. We're gonna give them a wide outside screen, and we just gonna make it do what it do. We're gonna jump in the game. I respect Google just for jumping in the game because the more people that jump in the game, the more app developers gonna get in line. The more things gonna be developed for foldable devices, especially with a company like Google getting in the game because when it was just Samsung in the foldable game in the United States, people wasn't, people probably didn't think the foldable form factor was gonna catch on, but they see it's catching on, so they gotta develop for it. They gotta get everything in order for it. So that's just like that's just one of them things, man. But I'm just glad they did it, and I want them everything that Google made this year, the watch, the tablet, the foldable. I want them to continue. Like, don't fall off with nothing. Keep making that shit every year. Every year, we got all the first generation shit out the way. Now let's make it better every year. Y'all got the money. Okay, what Forbes Tech, like I said, my man Forbes Tech Review in the building. Okay. And yeah, let's go. Let's go, Forbes. Let's get it. You know what time it is. Another content creator making amazing content. All the cases, all the phones. You want to see a phone, go check out Forbes because he gonna have a little bit of everything. And again, Divine said, make sure you subscribe to Phone Tech at Work also. My brother in tech, Alan Anthony. Dope channel, lots of products, lots of devices, cases, stuff like that. And like I said, we do a live stream. But yeah, man, I don't know. I think we just going, we might land this plane eventually. I just wanted to get on here and speak to it. I know I'm late. The event happened what? Early, I mean, the event was so damn early and it was over before 8 o'clock. But I knew a lot of people didn't want to, if you did get up to watch the event, you probably either had to go to work or you roll back over and went to sleep. So, you know what I mean? I was like, let me just schedule something for a little later, see if I can give me a little hour of live streaming. And doing this thing alone is different. I normally live stream with the fellas, but live streaming by yourself and having to keep this conversation going is I must say, man, it's a task for real. But I enjoy it, and I'm experimenting with it. But yeah, unless there's anything else y'all want to talk about. Is there anything else that we need to talk about? You know what I'm saying? Before I get off here, what do you think Apple ever going to jump into the foldable game? Yeah, Apple going to eventually jump into the foldable game because it's real. A lot of people didn't know if foldable phones was going to be real. They thought it might have been a thing that Samsung was going to do and maybe some phone companies over in manufacturers from China. But eventually, they're just taking their time and doing it. Like Apple does everything in their own time. And then when they do it, they'll give it a wild name and they'll act like it's another iteration, like it's an idea that they came up with that doesn't even have to do with foldable phones, but it's just basically a foldable phone. But they're gonna take their time, they're gonna do their homework, they're gonna let Samsung, they're gonna let Google make all the mistakes. Then they're gonna try to clean it up. But it's just for real, honestly, some people say that because they got this Vision Pro coming out that they trying to actually skip the foldable phone, and I don't think that they can skip the foldable phone because that Vision Pro going to, you know what I'm saying, is that it's gonna be like for a select few folks. When that comes out, that's gonna be like the Apple elitists. You know what I mean? The type of people that's gonna spend the type of money on that type of software or that type of hardware and try to utilize it. Because first of all, to even utilize, first of all, you have to pay for it. Then you have to have a need for it. Like a lot of this stuff, you can afford and buy, but and a lot of it is really a lot of this stuff is tech toys, honestly. But you know what I'm saying? If you can buy that and utilize it and really get some work done with it, you're gonna have to be like but it's gonna have to be a situational type thing, like what a person does is gonna be for the person that could afford it, that could really incorporate it into their lifestyle, that can really sit around the house and stand there and be doing their spreadsheets or whatever with this Vision Pro on and doing and taking FaceTime calls just with some glasses on their face. I don't think everybody not, even now, like virtual reality is, I mean, it's people play games on it, but nobody is taking it seriously as far as productivity go. So I mean, it's just one of those things where like they're gonna have to speak to that foldable phone. They can't skip the fold. They're gonna have to bring it out. But the thing is, it's just the way that they're going. It might come in the way of an iPad mini foldable, because that's already, that's kind of like already a thing, already the form factor. But when they do it, they're gonna try to do it in a different way. They're gonna have a whole marketing plan for it. It's good, but it's gonna have to. They're gonna have to step to it. Samsung stepped to it. Samsung been stepped to it. Now Google, they done step to it. So they Apple, they have to step to it, or it's just like they the least innovative company, and that's not how they want to be looked at. Like they real big in the legacy and 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 trend setting and doing things in a way that taking having this different Apple-less type approach. So they're gonna have to try it. Let me see. Going to be like 10 years. Giving you sports from my view. Yeah, yeah, bro. It's going to be like it's not gonna be no time soon. Apple is not coming out with no foldable, they're not rushing it. We might hear about it 2 years from now. And then it might come out 2 years from then. Yes, it is not easy but fun live stream by itself. It makes you better. Yeah, just speaking and basically having to like MC this thing by yourself is different. People normally chime in, especially like when you don't have a chat full of people that's just giving you a whole bunch of questions. It's kind of easier because you could just feed off of what people saying in the chat. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely it's a skill to this. This is like a podcast format, I guess. You definitely want to come in here with your notes. Definitely want to come in here with some subjects, and you definitely want to be able to speak in a way that it seems like you have a little idea about what you're talking about. I hate to be on here and they be like, "Oh man, he don't even know what the fuck he's talking about." But yeah, over and all in all, it was a boring ass Samsung event. Though I will say that the event was quick. Samsung knew that they really didn't do too much. I mean, a year just to put a bigger screen on the back of a flip phone, and for real, honestly, the screen on the Motorola Razr kind of killed it with ease. The only thing about the Motorola Razr is it's $1,000 and it didn't have the latest Snapdragon. That's just I just didn't like that. You know what I mean? But like I said, if y'all I see there's more people in here. What y'all think about them trading deals though? If you want the Z Flip 5 is for you to be had. Anything from Samsung right now that they did in that event, if you got some tech in the last 2 years that you ain't, you know what I'm saying, you ready to get rid of, it's to be had. You know what I'm saying? Because these trading deals, this $900 for the Z Flip 4 is wild. I was expecting I was thinking like, man, it will be 500 would be good. I was thinking like, okay, 500 because I'm seeing what they selling for. I see that they sell for like 380. So if they gave you 500, that'll be decent. But just that promotional $900, man, they knocked it out the park with that. Like I was like, so I was, it make you want to, I ain't gonna hold you. Like when you getting deals like that, when you getting trade-ins like that, you know what it make you do, and make you buy some more shit. And that's what Samsung didn't come at you with devices this year. They came at you with trade-ins. They said, fuck it. We didn't really do a lot of investing in these devices this year. We let Snapdragon do the work. We let them make the battery better. We let them make the device perform better. And we ain't do shit to the device. We ain't touched the camera. We just made the screen a little bit big on the flip. And how we going to sell these phones this year? Give them the fucking trading deals they was begging for. Samsung knows the Fold 4 is basically the Fold 5. Yeah, it is. The Fold 5 will be just maybe a little bit better performance, and maybe get a little bit of battery life. I say because a lot of people not gonna notice the performance because nobody is just maxing out their device all the time. Like ain't nobody just going crazy on a device just maxing it out. So you're not gonna notice that, the difference in performance because everybody not pushing that device to the limit, till it start throttling and shit. It's just, you know what I mean? But you probably will notice a little better battery life on the Fold 5. But, that's not the shit that I was sitting on the edge of my seat asking Samsung for. Google gave you the shit that people was asking Samsung for. They said, Google said, these motherfuckers over at Samsung hard-headed. We're gonna just go ahead and do what their people asking. Because they ain't gonna do what their people asking. They ain't giving them outside display. But yeah, man. So that's just, some thoughts. I appreciate y'all coming through, man. We about to land the plane, man. I just wanted to really speak to the event and just do a little something, even though it was so early. Like, it fucked up the whole momentum of the stream game after the event would have been so early, and people gotta work and people fucking probably tired or whatever like that. So it was like if the event was a little later, you could have just streamed right after the event and had the people that was excited. But it was a boring ass year. So you know what I'm saying? If this live stream boring, you blame Samsung because it was a boring ass event and it was an early ass event. And you know what I mean? And it didn't wake you. I mean, it didn't wake you up until you want to look until you seen them damn trading deals. But let me see. The Fold 5 is not made for folks that had a Fold 4. It's made for folks that it's not. It's not. It's just that, like, you know what I'm saying? It's for real, honestly, it's like one of them feelings like when you got the M1 MacBook. If you familiar, like, you know what I'm saying, just anything. Like, I got the M1, the M2 came out. The M1 worked perfectly fine for you. Just like the Z Fold 4 worked perfectly fine for you. But the Z Fold 5 is out. Now, people that got the Z Fold 3, they need them performance upgrades bad. And that battery life, probably bad as fuck. So, they happy. They right up. Here, take it. And they giving them like $800 right now. So they slanging that shit at that website. Hey, you can have the Fold 3, the Flip 3, the damn S, you know what I mean, the S20, whatever. So for sure, that's the lane. And it's like in the Z Fold 4 one was like, I don't really need it, but it's something new. You know how it is with tech. We be like, shit, I don't need it, but it's just something new. I got a Fold 4, now the Fold 5 is out. I want to be able to say I got the newest shit. And that's how we is. That's why Fold 4 owners end up with Fold 5s for no fucking reason. Just because they wanna have the newest shit. That's a lot of this shit that we buy. It ain't even. It's just we just want to have the newest shit, man. But yeah, man, 800 for the Fold 3. 800 for the Fold. 800 for it's somebody that was sleeped on the event. Don't even know what the fuck going on. The Fold 3 keep dying on them. And they, you know what I mean? And they ready for a new phone. And they don't know that they can fucking take that Fold 3 and get a Flip 5 for another $200 of their own American dollars. They don't know because the fucking the goddamn event was so early. So yeah, Forbes. It's a drug. Phones is drugs, man. you get addicted to this tech shit, man. It's addictive. And me myself, like I'm addicted to this shit too. It's like you gotta just, you gotta find that thin line because I be trying, you know what I'm saying? At this point, it's not no need for me to have a lot of phones, and I want to have the latest phones because, I do, at this point, phones is kind of like my business. I'm in the transition of phones being my hobby and business just a little bit. Now, like, you know what I'm saying? Don't think I'm paying no bills off no shit that happened on the internet right now. Not at all. But it's close. You know what I mean? It's like is an event I could see it transition, and we in the early stages of transition into phones being a business for your boy BG. You know what I mean? Because I make a little bread every here and there, but it ain't nothing. I ain't gonna say it ain't shit. It ain't nothing. I ain't gonna never say that. I need every dollar, but it's just it's I start to look at it a little more business like because I see the opportunity. I'll say that, but yeah, man. I'm gonna get up out of here, man. We almost at the top of the hour. I hope you enjoy your day. I hope you. I'm glad that you came through. Shout out to the replay crew. It's your boy BGTechLife. I'm out. Peace.